I think Ricky's tuned in. Was curious, is the comments still turned off?
I think for shows, for game broadcasts, I definitely turn the comments off.
Yeah, it was off last week for the Redskins show.
For the shows, I'll check it out. I can't make the change, I don't think, during the show. But I think for the podcasts, we should be able to put comments on.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to get ready here, talk a little
up, Ricky?
WCAC. Let's get things started here with a Spider-Verse. You told me that soundtrack was amazing.
It's good.
I wouldn't do a soundtrack that soon. You'll get flagged.
No, I made that up.
Yeah,
It's
that's
my mix.
Oh.
But
It's
there's
his workout mix.
Dude, it's my workout.
It's
mix.
his workout mix,
What,
dude.
you work out like Spider-Man?
If Spider-Man lies on the couch and scribbles into a notebook incessantly, then
Sometimes.
then we have the same workout
Sometimes.
routine. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Tuesday night in the basement. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. Hope you're watching Bryce Harper's return to Washington as you watch the WCAC Spectacular.
Ooh.
He's Tim Strachan, booing himself.
That was me. No, I got it in right before you said my name.
You did. You got it. Right before I said your name. Kevin Ricka? Huh? There it is. I mean, you had to.
whatever.
I wanted to give it to you there. Another week of spectacular WCAC play at springtime. We have baseball, softball, lacrosse to report on, in addition to covering the greatest high school sports conference in the land.
Yes, it is.
What's happening right now, we have our student athletes are having a great week. Kevin, who do we say? Three offensive linemen accepted to Power Fives?
Yeah, three big boys from the league taking Power 5 scholarships as they should. Pretty cool these guys do that before they get into business. They can now focus on what's important this season, the WCAC. Justice Johnson from Gonzaga has signed with UVA.
Yep.
Big time signing for UVA and Justice over there. His teammate, one of 4 guys on that Gonzaga offensive line who have been offered by the Power 5 conferences, multiple offers over there at Gonzaga. Luke Pettibone accepts an offer to go to Tobacco Road down at Wake Forest and continue his career playing in the ACC. Both of those guys, big-time ACC prospects.
Continuing bloodlines going to major Division I schools. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then one of your guys over there at DeMatha T, Golden Achumba.
That's right. Going to Penn State.
Decided Happy Valley was the place for him. Congratulations to you three. Big grunts in there doing work. The backbone of why the WCC football conference is the #1 conference in the nation.
Do we see our boy James, his nephew, was it Patrick Madden, get offered by the Naval Academy?
Oh,
He has gotten,
Hold on.
I don't know the
A
list.
number of
totally.
places.
You got the whole list?
Louisville,
Yeah.
Rutgers, Syracuse.
No, he's definitely
Pitt.
getting the looks.
He's I think he got up to 9 offers.
Good job.
If I had to look through this notebook to find out where I have that scribbled down, but he's been a hot commodity this offseason, and for good reason.
But here's how that happens, right? I mean, Luke doesn't have, I think, a name that was out front. But when you have other guys that are getting that attention, they're also watching him. But then he also has to show that he's got it. And when he does, that's when these bigger, scholarships coming in. It just goes to show the work ethic of all those guys down there and what they're doing down at Gonzaga.
Yeah, well, when all's said and done, and for these guys, and nothing against the 5th, who's just yet to be named and understood where he's going to go, but 4 guys on an offensive line with Caleb Williams sitting back there. They're probably feeling pretty good about themselves heading into the 2018 season.
Not to go back to football season, but just for a second.
We're back.
Good counsel, right? I mean, they had awful injuries on their talent. Their wide receivers, their quarterbacks, and everybody. They had the line. They had the line to get it done, and they just, injuries happen in a game. But it's so big.
Help me with the name again.
So
Landon Tangwall.
Langdon Tangwall.
It's so big to have that kind of a
Tangwall.
talent and size on your high school football team.
may
It's
I just say,
ridiculous.
when you mention talent and size, and you bring up Landon Tengwall, huge visit to Notre Dame a week ago.
Yeah.
They welcomed him with open arms. He got his Saban, Alabama offer. There's not
Yeah.
a place that doesn't want him. He's a rising junior, and he's hysterical on Twitter. I enjoy his personality. He's a big boy looking out for the big boys. He's putting stuff out there about how good this area is, and all the
Right.
studies have been done about the Division I athletes, and he's right. And I like that he's spearheaded the charge from the O-line position. He's been the mouthpiece of the big boys, and those are typically the guys that don't get talked about unless they fall, start, or hold. And these are the guys that run things in this conference. They always have.
Yep.
They always will. That's what we're built on here. And I'm telling you, you look at St. John's, you look at Gonzaga, DeMatha, good count. There's going to be in the upwards, I believe, of over 15 Power 5 O linemen from this year's crop.
I
of
don't doubt
talent.
it.
Yeah, it's
With
it's
the
absurd.
unlimited too, in the younger ages, the unlimited weights, I think it's getting kids started a little bit earlier.
deal in the house.
So that once they hit high school, they're actually a lot more developed, a lot more further along, than they probably were back when we played.
Yeah.
Because some of the really, really big guys just couldn't play youth football. They were too big.
Well, you got to see what old Landon's looking like these days.
Oh, I
After
know.
his sophomore year as a junior, it's unbelievable.
huge.
The commitment to the weight room. Not that it wasn't a commitment when we played, but it's different. Studies have been done. There's more effective ways at this point in time to not waste time to work smart. And man, have these guys been taking advantage of it.
Well, I love talking football and basketball and WCAC all day. I thought this would be a quick show because, we have Bryce is in town, people watching the Nats tonight. We have a little bit of Redskins banter. It's the NCAA March Madness heading into the Final Four. But the WCAC is absolutely crushing it in their spring season. Thought we could start out with some quick hitters. The McNamara softball team has been on fire. I think just to cover McNamara, I guess at once. Baseball team's been hot. We covered a no-hitter last week.
Yep.
And I thought that the story for me that I thought would be interesting is that Riverdale Baptist, there was an article in the Washington Post this week talking about Riverdale Baptist not having a varsity baseball team. Now, Riverdale Baptist has been
I saw that on the thread today.
national
This is
powerhouse.
interesting.
So the Riverdale Baptist has been a national program. In fact, there's been years where Riverdale Baptist had two varsity teams that both could beat most of the teams in the area because they're stocked. The head coach Terrell Tillins or Tilkins, and I apologize for not being able to pull the name off the top of my head. He's been there forever. His son's taken over the program. I think his dad's still there in the athletic department. But when he stepped down as coach and his son kind of took over, I think they had a little bit of outflux of upperclassmen. I think they graduated 9 kids last year. A couple guys transferred. And when those upper-tier upperclassmen guys left, a lot of JV guys left. And it kind of left the cupboard bare such that I think they have a JV team this year, but they don't have a varsity. And McNamara was the beneficiary of one of those players, Ryan Shield, and hopefully I'm getting his name right. I'm probably butchering it. Catcher.
Write him an email.
Yeah, write him an email.
Yeah, always let us know. We appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, and we want to be able to say everyone's name right.
Without a doubt.
We're
What
reading.
is you again?
He's a catcher.
It's First Amendment
Sports
Sports
at gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
Yeah, let us know.
There it is.
And we were saying wrong names in girls basketball, and Marco Clark was texting me. He's like, "Oh, actually, it's this." And I'm like, "Oh man, thank you." So we
To
appreciate
be
that.
fair, we were given
He's
that
corrected
information.
me
we were.
many
We
times
were.
in
We
my
were given that
lifetime.
information, yes. From obviously it was a poser in McNamara gear, trying to just
course.
mess up our big debut.
We had
That's
so
crazy.
Ryan
That's a
Shield.
crazy story,
So
though.
McNamara benefits by getting a classy catcher and hitter who's been powering a McNamara baseball team. I believe they are undefeated in the WCAC right now, which is a big deal. I mean, McNamara is not. We've been good at baseball. I think we talked about this. Our schools have had to do more with the boys we have, and that's the case up and down the WCAC. McNamara is certainly, when they have good athletes that can play baseball, they've been strong.
And great uniforms.
And great. The colors are great, maroon and gold. They go in this town.
All right,
So-
all right, easy.
So McNamara softball, the girls are killing it also. I think they're also beating some of the top programs in the WCAC. Paul VI, Riken, O'Connell. Shout out to Coach Bomano, my high school math teacher, who is leading the charge. And I want to say that the WCAC, as we move through and into, conference play and league play. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to have another program like McNamara to mix it up with, some of these teams like that Coach Gibbs has over at St. John's or, some of the
they're about
other
to find
programs.
out real quick.
Oh, sure.
You know what it is because they have this week. Today they have Paula Six. On Thursday they have Good Counsel.
They just beat
and
Paula
on
Six
Saturday has
tonight.
Gonzaga.
So
they got one of the next
beat.
3 really tough stretch of games under their belt. 2 more to go just this week. They're going to get they're going to get tested for sure.
And let's not forget, the girls won't let the boys have one without getting one themselves because McNamara's Kelly Cooper and Bailey Wilcox combined on a no-no the week after the baseball team had a no-no.
Whatever the boys do, they'll do double.
And they did, and
Nice.
Michaela Marbury seems to think the same way. She had a solo home run, giving them a 1-0 victory in that no-no against Paul VI. Turned around, and an 11th inning 2-run walk-off by none other than Michaela Marbury against St. Mary's Riken, who's also loaded.
Nice.
McNamara's competing out there, buddy.
Yep.
The top of this league is super talented with the names that we just discussed. But nice job out there, Kelly Cooper, Bailey Wilcox, and Michaela Marbury. Way
Absolutely.
to go, ladies.
I wanted to shine a little bit of light also on the lacrosse field. I think that Gonzaga has been getting a lot of headlines. I know they've played some top programs. I think they just played Culver.
They lost to Culver.
They lost to Culver and then came back and fought against Prep?
Took Bullis down.
Bullis.
11-10. And another.
Prep was a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
They've played a furious preseason schedule. They are, as of this afternoon, they hadn't played a league game yet. Yeah, it's kind of odd how the season's staggered. DeMatha's sitting on top of the lacrosse world.
Look who they played.
At 3-0. DeMatha's 3-0 in the conference, and Gonzaga's 0-0 as of this afternoon. So we're waiting to hear back from our man on the scene in their home game versus Ireton tonight. But tonight in the lacrosse world, in the WCAC, was the first Tuesday that there was 4 interleague games. 4 games amongst the WCAC. They're finally getting ready to get at it, and they're going to do it again this Friday. So league play is fully commenced, and we're about to find out about what everyone's really got, guys. And before we get off of that, real quick, St. John's baseball coming back from the IMG Classic. They went 3-1 down there. They are 8-2, ranked number 1 in the Washington Post, number 8 in the East Region by USA Today, number 34 in the nation. I don't want to skip over that. They also have a tough week. 3 league games in 4 days: the Heights, Riken, and DeMatha. So, they're about to get into it as well. So we like to highlight a lot of these teams. And we try and do it and stagger it on a weekly basis and try and catch and move with what's important. Tuesdays are tough. Some of these games get delayed. Some of them get pushed back. And we start at a time that maybe we don't have all the information, but we're going to give it to you. You're going to get it next Tuesday. We're not skipping over anything.
Well, I got the update that McNamara beat Paula 6 tonight, thanks to Matt, the real deal
I was trying
seal.
to find the update on Gonzaga again.
And since we're going to be talking about some lacrosse this spring, and we're going to be doing some lacrosse, we got to start getting our lacrosse game tight. Are you guys familiar with the term FOGO?
Fry one, get one.
Fry one, get one. That's
Fry one, get one?
fry one, get one is the first
You know
guess.
when you ask these questions, it makes me nervous.
FOGO.
You just say the first thing that pops out of your head. Or don't.
Face off,
whatever's
get
better.
off. So guys come on the field, do the face off, and they get off the field right after the face off. So the FOGO specialists in a league like the WCAC, it's fun to watch. I want, if anyone thinks about it, I know there's some people out there who actually go to these games. If you can give me a couple good clips of some of the WCAC FOGO guys, I would love it. These guys get scholarships for being FOGO guys. I mean, FOGO guys get scholarships to Power 5 programs. And I can say FOGO about 5 or 6 more
You're
times.
going to say FOGO for the rest of the damn spring, aren't you?
I'm going to FOGO it until you can't FOGO anymore.
I think you should.
Update. Gonzaga won. Let's just say that.
All right, Gonzaga won. Okay, we'll just say that. It doesn't sound like it was exceptionally
a lot to a little.
a close game.
But Ireton gave it everything they had. That's all you asked for.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah. That and Ken to stop saying FOGO as soon as possible.
What do you think I was trying to do?
Ignore
You
it
brought
so
it
he would
back.
stop it?
He
Yeah,
brought
I know.
it back.
I know. It's all right.
Send me your FOGO
We're working
videos.
together here.
Reminds me of John Montez, famous FOGO guy from Southern Maryland who got a full ride to UNC. Shout out to John Montez.
I hope he's doing great.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing fantastic. Didn't go to McNamara. I mean, he was just a Southern Maryland guy. Probably would have played at Riken if they had high school lacrosse back then.
So our boy, Kevin Hogan came back onto campus. Was working out with Caleb this week.
There you
That's
go.
always really cool to see,
nice.
man. He's got the Denver Bronco orange and blue going, and we wish it was a little burgundy and gold, especially for the last 3 games of last season. But
Yeah.
it's how this league works. Really cool to see guys like that coming back. Not even giving back. He's a part of it. He's not giving back. He's just joining back in.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
it's really cool. A bunch of other cool stuff going on. We might have a chance at our Christmas wish, boys. St. John's Girls.
Oh, that's right. It's
St.
coming
John's
up.
Girls heading in this weekend.
This weekend. Nice.
Weekend. I believe Friday and Saturday. Up in New York. They're
Is
playing.
that MSG?
No. They're playing at the what is it? Christ the
King?
Christ the King. Thank
Yep.
you.
Okay. The Dickies National
Christ the King.
Championship. Is that what it is? Sponsored by Dickies? Okay.
It's a huge event. There's 4 teams. They're taking on Centennial of Las Vegas, while New Hope from PG County is going to take on Miami Country Day, who gave St. John's their only loss.
With or without a shot clock?
There's going to be a shot clock.
That's important.
Also, it's important to remember that Miami Country Day also has 1 loss as well. So that would have ended awkwardly, I think. Now it ends on the hardwood. That's all you can ask for.
Is that why Scrivener's not here tonight? Because
Might
he's
be.
preparing for a national
Might be
championship?
A little busy. It's kind of weird. It's like a bowl game. They've been preparing for 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting how you have to.
That's
and they're
sometimes
playing-
hard to do.
It's impossible.
Because you can't just turn on and turn off that game speed
Mm-hmm.
and experience. And yeah.
Hey, a lot of props to the WCAC, all the guys who got together, guys and gals, the athletic departments, Steve, Kyle, and Tony, put their heads together to do something that the WC hasn't ever done before. We talked about it, but it bears now that we're 3.5 weeks later.
Yeah.
We're actually there. Hats off to the WCAC for finding it within themselves to do something a little bit out of the box from what they're used
Right.
to.
Forward thinking and common sense. It's always nice to see that happen.
Yeah.
Look,
Under the
the
leadership of
girls-
Steve Colantoni, we appreciate that.
Absolutely. And the girls put themselves in a position to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
by making that decision, you're only doing right by the kids.
Yeah, I agree, too.
You know?
I think that's well said. I have nothing else to say about it. That's exactly how I feel.
Yep. You guys have any parting shots for the
yeah.
week? I'm looking over at his parting shot, his novel of parting shots.
Yeah, well, you're familiar with this parting shot, and it's not a parting shot. It's
Yeah.
a congratulations.
That's right.
To a WCAC legend of a person. Also, you don't get the name Big Play if you weren't a legend on the field either. And Gonzaga has decided to announce that Jeff Clay, our guy, my dude, my brother,
My man.
heading into the Gonzaga Hall of Fame. And if you know Jeff, you know he's in the Catholic University Hall of Fame, and that's just obvious. It was just a matter of time before Gonzaga did it. I know how he feels about the Cardinal in black, and I know exactly how he feels about the purple. This is a big time for him. It's well-deserved. And for a guy like that, a guy who's spent his time since graduating Catholic University and Gonzaga College High School protecting Washington, D.C., keeping it safe, a true guy that just does everything for other people. I couldn't be happier for him. I'm very proud of him. He's as an outstanding football player. He's just a way better guy off the field. I think we've all been a part of that. It's been a huge help to us. I know the Clay family is super proud. I don't want to leave out another class of 94 guy. Kenny McFarland is going in as well. But,
Oh, nice.
But us 94 guys got to stick together.
Kenny,
We
nice.
got Tim Reddy, Good Counsel 94. T. Stracken about the 94. Ken Marangola,
That's right.
94. They let me get out of there in 94 at St. John's. And now Jeff Clay, 94, going into
Another
the Hall of
contributor,
Fame at
that's right.
Gonzaga.
When you were in
awesome.
your fourth year at St. John's, did they come to you and they'd be like, "Hey, it's time. Well, you know what? It's time. You just go out there and blossom. Become."
They were like, "Sir, you've been walking around on crutches with a mullet. We cannot stand that haircut, and you just it doesn't make any sense. It's time for you to leave." But
It's the middle of winter. They have
no,
shirts.
but you wind up going to Catholic University. What a great place and what a great spot to have in town. The WCC has embraced Catholic University here recently. I don't think there'll be a football game, a championship not played there for the near future. For obvious reasons, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I just remember, my man Clay coming in there, and I'm not going to say we ran up and hugged each other right away. freshman
Brand new
year.
bleachers, I heard.
Not
You
yet.
kind
They haven't
of
fixed
gave
them
each
yet.
other the little head
It was.
nod.
There was there was a
"What's up?"
respect, but and you know what? He's just such a good personality. But as a competitor, I'm not going to say that both of us didn't show up in great shape freshman year at Catholic, but we graduated as seniors weighing quite an amount less than we did as
Something
freshmen.
tells me I was going to say, but you both probably looked very different from each other, even senior year.
We've always kind of had,
Assuming-
we've always been about the same type
Assuming
guy a
Jeff
little bit.
put in a little
but
bit. More. I'm assuming Jeff put in a little bit more work.
your assumption is
You-
far
I-
incorrect.
You
No,
know
it's
he has
not.
a mix. He has
Jeff,
I lost-
text us right now.
A
That's gonna be
mixtape
close to see
for
who
working
lost
out.
the most amount of weight during that time, because by the time we were seniors, we had. But I will say this: going into Jeff's sophomore year, my sophomore year as well, he just turned himself and he gained the respect of everyone around him, and of course me. He used to say, "You ain't throwing it to me because you still see purple." And I said, "No, you don't drop back and see some guy that used to wear purple. You just don't do that." But it was a funny thing we talked about. But I promise you this: if I did see purple for those next 3 years, there was not another colored jersey near it.
I also don't
so I
know a
gave
wide
him the
receiver
rock.
that wasn't wide open. You know what I
Man.
mean? That came up and told you. That was
No. But Jeff never did that.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm
just going to say,
about
Jeff and I know, but it's important.
His
I think
complaint.
it's important to say, Jeff and I never had a squabble on or off the field. By the time we were senior captains, that was our team, and I think
Yep.
we knew that, and I think the way we did it together, on and off the field, it's why I have so much respect for him as a friend. You guys know how I feel about
Yeah.
Jeff.
Oh, well, yeah, we've all known him for
I know it.
what,
I know it.
30 years more.
Yep.
And he's a Hall of Famer in athletics. He's a Hall of Famer in life. It's been great to know you that whole time, Jeff, and to still be with you and you hanging out with us and helping us out during football season. And no one deserves it more than you, man. The only argument you could say is it took too long, but I'm not from Gonzaga or on the board, and I know there's a lot of other guys that are. It's a prestigious group that you're joining for sure.
Yeah.
And congratulations, man.
Without a doubt, and he is such a lover of the WCAC. He's one of us.
He watches
on
more
that
than
level.
anybody.
And I'm just telling you that all of us share that, like the passion for the league, the understanding of how it works. I coached against him when I was at St. John's. He was coaching with Bernard Joseph at McNamara. He was the O coordinator. He's a Gonzaga diehard. He loves this league. He loves this conference. He'll put a step out there for Gonzaga nonstop, but he knows he's a stumper for the WCAC. He loves what we're doing. He loves that he's been a part of it. He wants to be a little bit more of a part of it. We've had an open door policy.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna
Jeff,
get
if
Jeff
you're listening
involved.
right now, you know it's an open door. It's also been a lot easier to talk about him this way without him being right here, because it's just a little warm and fuzzy tonight. But you know what? When I got that news, and he invited me to come down there. Unfortunately, it's my son's birthday on Saturday and opening day, Little League, his first game ever.
Oh,
First
man.
thing Jeff said was, "Tell Jake not to worry about it, man. That's his day." And, it's just class act, because Jake was like, "Man, Dad, I wanted to go." I told Jake, we will go down to enemy territory. We will stand in there and we will applaud, because, Jake, it's fun to have these rivalries, but some things are a little more important.
I was able to do it for you.
Yeah, that's right. I appreciate
It
it.
was, it was weird being there, but
that was amazing.
Very
When I saw you
honored
come,
and
I was like,
happy
oh my
to be
gosh. Yeah.
and I got a shout out, not as a DeMatha guy though,
Yep.
as a First Amendment sports guy.
That's a First Amendment
That was
sports
awesome.
guy.
Man, I'm starting to realize that I'm friends with a bunch of Hall of Fame cats, man. What are
Well,
we
they're everywhere, man,
hey!
and they're all over this broadcast throughout the season.
Well, we can't have Jeff.
Love it.
We were gonna have him call in, but that never. Jeff, wherever he's like doing dishes while bathing, while like building the Lego set of like. I mean, it's insane.
Investigating
Yeah,
murder.
Or investigating murder.
Or
in
just
between
investigating
murder.
homicide.
We
yeah.
can't. I mean, what the heck's going on? With this guy, he's got us on speakerphone, and God knows what's happening out there. Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah, we're real proud of you, brother.
awesome.
Congratulations.
You the man.
And nice job, Gonzaga.
I think that's a wrap for us for this week, guys. We're coming right back in about 3 or 4 minutes. Come back and join us. We're going to talk some Redskins. There is actually some Redskins stuff to talk about. And we are going to follow that up with some basketball talk with the McClinton brothers on the Hot Box. Hang out with us for the rest of the night. Please see that button. Hit it with a subscription. It's free. You get notifications and updates. It helps us out. We appreciate all of your support. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, he's Kevin Ricca.
And I just want to give a shout out to my man Tim Murphy going into the Gonzaga Hall of Fame on the 2002 team. Love the Murphys. Great family.
Is that Joe's
gosh, I'm
brother?
just happy. It is his baby brother. Yeah, I know. I don't know how he made it out of the scarlet and gray, but what a great kid. What a great guy.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool when these guys get to take a little, go back in time a little bit and remember the good old days.
Yes.
And get rewarded for what they work for.
Yes, absolutely. He's Tim Strachan.
Man, I can't wait till it gets a little bit warmer. Today was a little cold, But it's going to get warmer, and I can't wait for these spring sports, man. I look forward to seeing it all and covering it, and I want our audience to start joining in. You know, be a part of the show, guys. Love to have you all a part of it and sending us emails and texts and things like that. So don't be shy.
Let us know what we're missing. Send us videos from the games
Twitter,
that we're
too.
not covering.
Twitter.
Yes,
Kids are on Twitter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Adults can send the emails and the
Fax it
what's
over.
called?
We'll put our fax
Western
machine.
Union?
Yeah, Western
Morse
Union.
code.
Well, I know that we don't know if the message thing is on right now or not.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the
we
comments.
decide, but there's ways to reach us.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
We want you to be a part of it.
Well, thank you so much for letting us be a part of it on Tuesday nights. We'll be back again next Tuesday night on the WCAC Spectacular. Kevin?
Hey, it's
Oh,
till next week. Be a good sport.
See you on Tuesday night. All right, guys, we're still alive.
Still live.
Still alive.
Thanks, all. Appreciate it.
Yes, and absolutely let us know. Let us know where the